John Locke, a prominent philosopher of the Enlightenment era, articulated his views on causation primarily in his work, An Essay Concerning Human Understanding. Locke's arguments for the necessity of causation to all beginnings are rooted in his empirical philosophy and his theory of knowledge. To fully grasp Locke's argument, it is essential to understand his broader philosophical context, including his views on ideas, knowledge, and the nature of reality. Locke begins his essay by rejecting the notion of innate ideas, arguing instead that all knowledge is derived from experience. This forms the foundation of his empiricist philosophy. Locke posits that ideas come from two sources: sensation and reflection. Sensation provides us with ideas of external objects, while reflection allows us to understand the operations of our own minds. These foundational ideas are crucial for understanding Locke's argument about causation. Locke's analysis of causation is deeply intertwined with his theory of ideas and experience. He argues that the idea of causation arises from our observation of the consistent conjunction of events in the world. For Locke, causation is not an innate concept but one that we derive from experiencing the regular succession of events. In An Essay Concerning Human Understanding, Locke discusses how we come to understand causation. He says, in the notice that our senses take of the constant vicissitude of things, we cannot but observe that several particular qualities and substances begin to exist, and that they receive their existence from the due application and operation of some other thing. And this we call the cause of that thing which is produced, and which had its being from some other which we call the effect. Locke emphasizes that causation is a necessary relation that we impose upon the sequence of our ideas. When we observe that one event follows another consistently, we infer a causal relationship. Locke's argument for the necessity of causation to all beginnings is rooted in his belief that everything but that begins to exist must have a cause. This is a fundamental principle of his metaphysics and epistemology. This principle is essential for understanding the world and for scientific inquiry, and Locke asserts that the concept of causation is indispensable for making sense of the changes and beginnings we observe in the world. Without the principle of causation, the emergence of new substances and qualities would be inexplicable. Locke now extends his arguments to include the necessity of a first cause, which he identifies as God. He reasons that the existence of the universe and everything within it must be grounded in a first cause that itself is uncaused. Locke's conception of God as the ultimate cause aligns with his broader theological commitments. Locke argues that the existence of finite beings which begin to exist necessitates the existence of an eternal being, which is the ultimate cause of all things. This eternal being is not subject to the same causal principles as finite beings because it is uncaused and necessary. Locke's emphasis on the necessity of causation has significant implications for science and knowledge. He maintains that understanding the causal relationships between phenomena is essential for acquiring true knowledge. By identifying the causes of events and changes, we can predict and control natural phenomena. By grounding knowledge in sensory experience and the observation of causal relations, Locke provides a framework for empirical science. He argues that scientific inquiry should focus on uncovering the causal mechanisms underlying natural events. Despite criticisms, Locke's argument for the necessity of causation to all beginnings remains influential. His emphasis on empirical observation and the importance of causation laid the groundwork for later developments in philosophy and science. Locke's ideas contributed to the rise of empiricism and the scientific method, which continue to shape modern thought. Locke's insistence on the necessity of causation for understanding the world has had a lasting impact on both philosophy and science, and his work underscores the importance of identifying causes to explain the phenomena we observe, and has influenced subsequent thinkers in both fields.